Ever since it was first announced that MegaMan was going to be joining the cast of Super Smash Bros., I got to doing a lot of thinking about the Blue Bomber, and what he's meant to Nintendo, as well as video games, over the years. And especially after reading all kinds of news about what Capcom plans to do with the character and franchise, or should I say, what they don't plan to do with him anytime in the near future, I started to think that is a real shame. Numerous projects involving MegaMan have been cancelled in recent times by Capcom. And MegaMan as a whole really hasn't had that many places to go lately. But now, after playing as him in Smash Bros. These past 5 days, that's when I finally decided, alright, it's time for me to voice my feelings about this and let everyone know what I've been thinking about for the better part of this year. I strongly believe that it would be a great idea for Nintendo to make an overture to Capcom to offer to purchase the rights to the Mega Man, to the character, to the franchise, all the intellectual properties. I think Nintendo should essentially buy Mega Man from Capcom. And the reason for this is simple. Mega Man is too great of a character, too great of a video game franchise to let just go to waste, to let just fade into obscurity. And if Capcom is essentially abandoning everything about Mega Man, then I think it would be a real shame. It would be a huge disservice to video game fans everywhere, and to the legacy of gaming in general. Nintendo has always been a great home for Mega Man, even though Mega Man did occasionally venture onto other consoles, such as the Sony PlayStation. But when you ask the average gamer, when you ask the average fan who what they think about when they think of Mega Man, chances are they'll tell you about the old NES games. They're like, oh yeah, he had a great series of games on the old Nintendo. Some people might talk about the Mega Man X series as well. I know I enjoyed both the classic and X series. I never really got much into the Battle Network saga or any of the other spin-offs there, but overall, Mega Man was an excellent contribution to video games. So, I think Nintendo, especially now, after having included him in Smash Bros., I think if Capcom is just going to sit on their hands as far as the character and everything else goes, then why not just offer to sell off the character right there and relieve themselves of this so-called burden of theirs? I don't know if you can hear, but Leo just offered his 2 cents as well. That's right, buddy. I mean, Mega Man always struck me as a very Nintendo-friendly character anyway. I mean, to look at the character design and everything that the games consist of, there's a whole lot of Nintendo inspiration in there. Right? Look at Mega Man's 9 and 10. They came out for all the consoles of their generation, but each one of them had the classic NES 8-bit style graphics and sound. Because Capcom knew that presentation style is what brought their series to the dance, and that it would be the most familiar to all the gamers that have been following the series for a long time. One of the criticisms of this might be that, well, yeah, they might buy them and that might be cool, but are they really going to focus that much attention on them? After all, Nintendo has been paying less and less attention to some of their other homegrown franchises as well, i.e. Metroid, only to bring them out every time a Smash Bros. Game comes along. But like I said, Mega Man is a pretty easy game to make. I mean, the classic games were never that plot heavy. It was just stop Dr. Wily, the end. The X series is where things got a little bit more fleshed out. But it would be something that benefits both sides. It would benefit Nintendo in that they would acquire the rights to a magnificent franchise, and it would benefit Capcom in that they would most likely be paid a very hefty sum of money for the rights to the character. It's so sad, though, to hear Capcom talk about Mega Man like this, because aside from Street Fighter, Mega Man was their top franchise there. He was their Super Mario. He was their Mickey Mouse. He was their Superman. He was their Bugs Bunny. You know, he was their mainstay. He was the cornerstone of Capcom and one of the true cornerstones of video games. Right, I put him right up there with Mario, Link, Sonic the Hedgehog, and all of them. You know, and speaking of Sonic the Hedgehog, One of the best things that they got going on with Mega Man right now is a comic book series where he teams up with Sonic, and it's a great series. I strongly recommend you read it if you get the chance. But that also opens up the door for other possibilities too. With Mega Man as a Nintendo exclusive property, they could do all kinds of crossovers with him and other Nintendo characters. In fact, yeah, you know what? This could be something that inspires Keiji Inafune, the creator of Mega Man, to come back to the franchise that he created. Oh boy, and could you imagine if he teams up with Shigeru Miyamoto and puts together a Nintendo All-Star Fan Fest including Mega Man? Like have Mega Man have an adventure with, any of the other Nintendo characters or something? Just some things like that. It'll open up other possibilities. And while Capcom and Sega certainly are separate entities, that didn't stop them from putting a comic book together. It would just seem more likely this way. Because right now, the way it stands, Capcom isn't doing much with the character, aside from renting him out here and there to different entities. And like I stated earlier, to look at Mega Man, you could totally believe that he would be part of the Nintendo family, the Nintendo multiverse. So I strongly believe that, especially in light of his recent appearance in Super Smash Bros., I think the time is right for Nintendo to go up to Capcom's door and say, "Hey guys, if you don't think you're going to be using this character anymore, then we'll gladly take him off your hands for you. Let's bring him to our family, and we'll use him right. Because he gave us so many great memories, so many great games over the years, and we're going to bring those glory days back." What do you think, everyone? Do you think this would be a good idea? Would you like to see Nintendo purchase the rights to Mega Man from Capcom? Well, right away in the comments, or post a video response, and I'll be glad to give you a listen. But all in all, I know a lot of people who would just love to see it happen. And you can bet that I am one of them. Stay sharp, everyone.